We had 16 young ladies on our varsity softball team this year, starting with Kate McGill Haddaway. Coach Adams got your certificate. Jillian Steele. Taylor Bruner. Cameron Carver. Mary Matt Cooper. And Caroline Harper. Kate McGill and Jillian were our seniors, and those were our 4 juniors. Sophomores were Katie Ernest, Addie Cody, and Mimi Sasser. And our freshmen, Bradley Lott, Lauren Godwin, Laney Connor, Ava Williams, and Grace Morgan. And we had 4 8th graders on our varsity this year, and they were Ella Ashley, Rylan Edwards, Riley Yates, and Rose Fain. Now, we had 2 ladies not here today. Our regular season ended up 13 wins, 4 losses. Thank you, Coach. 6-0, 6 wins, no losses in Region 3 AA play. These young ladies have continued a streak that includes 7 Region 3 AA championships in a row. In the last 4 years, for these seniors, I would like to say for Jillian and Kate McGill, y'all step forward just a minute. These young ladies right here in the last 4 years have played in 4 Elite Eights, 2 Final Fours, and were 2 runs away from winning the state championship. They have not lost a region game in the last 4 years, so that's big. So if y'all would give them a big round of applause. Thank you, ladies. Kate McGill was a 4-year starter, 4-time All-Region recipient. Jillian has been an All-Region recipient and a 2-year starter for our program in the last 4 years. This year's All-Region recipients for 2020-2021 are Kate McGill Haddaway, Taylor Bruner, Cameron Carver, Mary Matt Cooper, Caroline Harper, and Ella Ashley. And I don't have your plaque, baby. It didn't come back from the place yet. But the Region 3 AA Player of the Year was Cameron Carver. Our All-State recipients for 2020-2021 was Cameron Carver, Cameron hit .470 with 34 runs scored, 5 walks, and struck out 0 times during the whole season. She had 25 stolen bases and was not thrown out once attempting to steal all season. So that's pretty big. Mary Matt Cooper. Mary Mac hit .441 with 10 doubles and 4 home runs. Mac was second on our team in scoring with 25 runs scored and led our team with 27 RBIs, playing third base. Next is Caroline Harper. Caroline Harper hit .302, was second on the team with 22 RBIs, and she hit in the 4th spot most of the year. As a pitcher, Caroline had a 9 wins and 2 losses, 1 save, and also had a 1.88 ERA and 67 innings pitched. And that's 1.88 ERA when you're only throwing about 55 is really big in fast pitch softball. And our last All-State recipient is Ella Ashley. Ella hit .429 when she started playing varsity games after we got rid of playing a couple of GHSA schools. She hit in the 2-hole, scored 15 runs and had 10 RBIs. Ella handles the bat really well, and her fielding is probably even better. She only made 2 errors all year. So those are your All-State recipients. And to conclude all this, I want to say thank you to all these young ladies for all their hard work and dedication to this Lady Warrior softball program. I had a guy tell me one time that the difference between our team and most teams we play is when we step foot on the field, we expect to win, and the other teams just hope to win. And that's a big difference in different programs. And I want one last quote I want to say, and then I'll be done. Warriors are not born, and they are not made. Warriors create themselves through trial and error, pain and suffering, and their ability to conquer their own faults. These young ladies work hard enough to do that. Thank you, ladies.
If the varsity cheerleaders could come up, basketball and football, please. If the senior cheerleaders could step out front, please. I'd like to recognize them first. These are our seniors this year. It's Darren Trawick, Jillian Steele, Lily McClendon, and Haley Hargrove. Those are our seniors. And Ansley Smith, there she is. Very proud of these girls. These seniors lead this team very well. They have a lot of responsibilities, and I put a lot on them, and I appreciate everything they've done for us this year. We're definitely going to miss them. It's been a very different year, so they've had a lot of changes, but they've done it, and they've done really well, and I appreciate you girls. Now we'll start with our juniors. I got Morgan Bridges, Abby Pickle, Abby Howard, Claudia Hall, Carly Miles Finn, Dusty Davis, Kate Clinkscales, and these are our juniors. Sophomores, Meg Phillips, Trinity Pogue, Anna Miles Mosley, Samantha Engel, Katie Ernest, Eva Spooner. Oh, sorry, she's a freshman. That's all my sophomores. Freshmen are Eva Spooner, Bailey Nunnery, Anna Kate Houston, and Emma Jean Foster. These girls do a lot during the year. They start out in the summertime, and we do a lot during the summer to get ready for the season. We're one of the sports that actually cheer all year. We do football and basketball, and then we move right on into summer. So if you see a cheerleader, you know that they've worked really hard for what they do. A lot of times, we get, oh, well, they're just a cheerleader. Well, I promise you, they do a lot of work, and they do it for the school and for the teams. So we appreciate you all, girls. Thank you.
I'm going to call your name down and get a certificate in just a moment. Let you go, man. Okay. We want to start out by thanking our parents for allowing us to work with your son and working with them from June to through December. And I know there may be some things you would have them doing, but we do appreciate you letting us work with them with the football team. Just want to start out saying that I felt like we had a successful year. Even though we didn't go quite as far as we wanted to, we made it to the semifinals. We was one game away from the state championship game, but our boys worked extremely hard. We ended up with a season of 8-4. Our regular season, we put up a lot of points. We averaged through the regular season 43 points a game. Throughout the playoffs, it was 39 points, just giving up 23 points. I want to thank our seniors that this was their fourth year with me. Grew to love them. I'm going to really miss them. Thank them for their hard work, their leadership. And one of the scriptures that we took up as a team was, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And our seniors truly did that, and I thank them for that. I want to thank our coaches. If our coaches are here, if I call your name, please stand up. Wes Williams did a good job as our defensive coordinator. Kayla McFarland was our quarterback coach, offensive line, and linebackers. Adam Benton, our offensive line and defensive line. Nick DeBose, receivers and DBs. Eric Kimbrell, our receivers and DBs. Jared Mock, offensive line and defensive line. Teal Massey, our DBs and running backs. Tony Smith, receivers. And Coach Woody volunteered his time those last couple of weeks to be with us, and we're very thankful to him to came and work with our DBs. So let's give our coaches a hand. I want to thank Dr. Bennett, who was our team doctor. He was with us at every game and on the road, did a great job for us. I want to thank our Booster Club president, Misha Smith and Miss Kayla Calhoun, for all that the Booster Club did for us. Our managers, I don't know if they're down here. If we have any of our managers here with us this afternoon, if they'll stand up and let's give them a hand, because they do a great job. All our managers, stand up, please. Go ahead and stand up. They do a lot of work through the games, and sometimes we might get on them a little bit, but we do appreciate them. I want to thank our administrators, Coach Dalrymple, just a great man to work with. Thank him for all of his support. Miss Leslie, and then our athletic director, Coach Burns. And then our chain crew. They're there every week. You don't have to look for them. Mr. Matt Kimbrell, Russ Williams, Jay Hawthorne, and Mr. Chad Mathis. We appreciate what they do. And then I want to thank Coach Todd for, I didn't really get to see it, but for our live stream, I heard a lot of comments of how a great job that you do on the live stream, so thank you for that. Miss Tina, you're right. Y'all do a lot. Y'all do more for our boys than I've ever been at any other school. And so we do thank you for what you do and all the cheerleaders. And let's give them another round of applause, because they do a lot. And then I want to thank all of our fans who supported us at home and abroad. Thank y'all for all of your support. Now we're going to call out our players, and I'm going to call you. If you'll come and get a certificate, Coach Adams is going to give that to you, and please remain standing up here. First young man's Hunter Duke. Hunter played offensive and defensive line for us, and just a ninth grader, did a good job for us, and look for some great things in the future. Avery Smith played offensive line, defensive line for us. Looking for some good things out of him next year. Grant McLean played fullback and linebacker for us. Harrison Trawick. Harrison started for us several games. Got his shoulder hurt, but pushed through it. He played guard and defensive tackle for us. Thomas Peed, a freshman, did a good job for us on the offensive and defensive line. Rylan Foster, a sophomore that played fullback and started for us at defensive tackle. Braden Bailey, a sophomore, played receiver and DB for us. Ben Spooner, he played DB and receiver for us. It started for us at cornerback. Charlie Hyatt, Charlie played defensive end and tight end for us. Cade Nixon, Big Cade. I'm going to miss this young man. Did a great job for us at offensive tackle and played defensive tackle for us, and he's going on to Troy University. Jack Davis. Jack has really bloomed this past year. He started for us as a punter, also played receiver for us and defensive back. Noah Elledge. Did a great job for us at tackle, played some fullback and defensive end and some linebacker for us. Hunter Milner. Hunter started for us at linebacker, also at guard for us. Did an outstanding job. Jackson Crew. Jackson's a ninth grader. He played offensive line and defensive line for us. Stone Cobb, big 44. We're going to really miss this joker. He did a great job for us at fullback and linebacker. Ty Williams. Ty started for us at linebacker and tight end. Just a great young man. Coy Bruner. Coy's not with us. Coy had an accident here recently. He's on the mend. Brady Brunson. Brady started for us at defensive end and played some tight end. Brady didn't know how good a football player he was going to be, but he got hit one day at practice by Cobb and knocked him down, and he jumped right back up. And I told the coaches right then, that boy's going to be something. You get hit by Stone Cobb and jump up, you're doing something. Cooper Williams. Cooper played, was a kicker for us, played receiver and DB. Beau Collins. Beau's like having a 35-year-old player. He's did a great job for us at guard and played some defensive tackle and defensive end. He was one of our team captains. Did an awesome job for us. Owen Emfinger. Owen's a freshman. He started for us at cornerback. He got hurt early in the season, was able to come back. Jackson Hare. Jackson started for us at outside linebacker. Very smart kid, knows the game of football, did a great job for us, played some wingback for us as well. Ethan Reagan. Ethan started for us at center and did an awesome job for us. Tough kid and played some defensive end for us. Cole Kimbrell. Cole was the leader of our offense, did an outstanding job. Cole knew what everybody was to do every play. There was times where you might see him turn around talking to the backs, talking to the linemen. He's making sure they know what they're doing. Preston Johnson. Preston played outside linebacker for us, some safety, and some fullback and wingback. He did a great job for us. Outstanding young man. Zach Alderman. Can't say enough about Zach. Zach played just about every position except for quarterback. He played tackle for us, started at a game there, played defensive tackle for us, played wingback, played fullback, did an outstanding job for us. We're going to surely miss him. Tyler Sherlin. Tyler was one of our running backs and played safety for us. Now we're going to move to our all-region. Our first all-region player goes to Jackson Hare. Jackson had 48 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 pass deflection. Our second all-region player is Hunter Milner. Hunter Milner had 12 pancake blocks, 27 total tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 1 pass deflection. Next all-region player, Noah Elledge, 17 pancake blocks, 36 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 pass deflection. Next all-region players, our quarterback, Cole Kimbrell, 31 of 68 completions for 477 yards and 5 touchdowns. Next, Beau Collins, he had 14 pancake blocks, was our team captain, also played defense forward, and he was made sure he made the calls for us on the offensive line. Next all-region player is Ty Williams. He had 90 total tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 1 touchdown. Next all-region player, Big K Nixon. He had 52 pancake blocks. You can call him the International House of Pancakes. 23 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 blocked kicks. So you can see why Troy University wants him. Then our last all-region player was Stone Cobb. Had 193 carries for 1,707 yards, 25 touchdowns, averaged 9.4 yards a carry, 4 receptions, 40 yards, 1 receiving touchdown, 60 total tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 1 pass deflection, and 3 kick returns for 49 yards. Outstanding young man. And then we had the honor of having 3 All-State players, and our first All-State player goes to Ty Williams. Our second All-State player goes to Cade Nixon. And our last All-State player goes to big number 44, Stone Cobb. Thank you. Y'all may be seated.
All right, if I could get the guys that take part in bass fishing to come on up. Cole Kimbrell, Coy Bruner, Brunson Fain, and Jackson Ginn. I'm going to speak a little bit about bass fishing because I'm so knowledgeable on this sport. But I would like to first thank Miss Lee Fain over here. She does everything for bass fishing. She gets them set up for the tournament. She gets all the money collected. She does all the hard work that needs to get done to make sure these guys get into the tournaments that they need to get into. So I want to say thank you, Lee, for everything that you do for the bass fishing team. Now, we're going to talk a little bass fishing. Cole and his partner Coy, who couldn't be here today, they sign up for bass fishing every year. And then every time there's a tournament, I have to go chase them down to see if they're going to go fish or not. And then they tell me yeah, and then Cole forgets the sheets every time, and then Miss Lee's got to make copies for them, and it's a struggle. But this year, they were able to get into at least one of the tournaments. They went to the GAPS and GISA combined bass fishing tournament where they placed 12th out of 25 boats. They were able to qualify for the GISA state tournament, which you never know if they're going to take part in or not because it is Cole. But they are qualified to take part in that if they wish. And then you have Brunson and Jackson who don't miss a tournament. They're traveling all over the state of Georgia. They go to North Georgia in February when it's freezing to go fish. They travel all over the place to go get into these tournaments. And they had 4 top 20 finishes. They finished in the top 20 at West Point, Lake Oconee, Lake Hartwell, and Lake Lanier. They had their first place finish on Lake Lanier a couple weeks ago. Out of 108 boats, they were able to finish first with 5 fish weighing in at 17.32 pounds. And then in the Bass Fishing League, they have what's called an Angler of the Year, where you accumulate points for all of the tournaments that you go to. And they finished the season in 9th place for Angler of the Year out of 166 teams. They would also like to thank all of the sponsors. If you've seen the Bass Fishing Tournament jerseys, their sponsors all over them. These guys were able to raise over $4,000 in fishing sponsorships that help for all of their costs of traveling and everything else that they take part in. So they want to make sure that they were able to thank all of their sponsors for that as well. Thank you, guys.
One thing, when you start thanking people, you always leave somebody out, and I left somebody out very valuable, and that's Dion Foster, who's our physical therapist, and he had to work on a lot of our kids, and so let's give him a hand for all he does for all of our programs. Thank you, Dion.
All right, I'd like to start off by thanking Coach Dyrample, the school board, and Coach B for putting up with me this year and allowing me to coach this wonderful group of girls. As I call your name, we step down here. 8th grader Ella Ashley. Freshman Lainey Connor. Lauren Godwin. Emma Holloman. Ava Williams. Sophomores, Meredith Joyner, Devin Bennett, Abby Bruner, Mimi Sasser, Maggie Benton, and Anna Dozier. My juniors, Caroline Harper, Cameron Carver, and Caroline Kirkland. And our seniors, Kate Haddaway and L.A. Wilkerson. The girls had a very successful season this year. Our winning season record was 12 wins and 10 losses. We spent most of our games in foul trouble this year, but we had an amazing bench that was able to step up and get the job done. We were region runner-ups, which was a step better than last year. We had the privilege of advancing to the Final Four for 2 consecutive years, but came up 2 points short of achieving our goal of making it to the championship. We had 2 amazing senior leaders that helped contribute to this team's success. Kate Haddaway, if you'll step forward. She's a defensive machine, but could deliver offensively when we needed it. She outworked her opponent in many areas. Kate always gave 100% and had a positive attitude. She always had a way to lighten the mood and make everyone smile with her barking and singing competitions. I would come in the locker room and I would just hear the other team barking back through the wall because Kate has started some kind of barking competition. So she'll surely be missed next year. L.A. Wilkerson. L.A. Never mind. That's what we would normally hear in the huddles because we always have to get her attention to say, hey, we're over here. I was super hard on L.A., probably harder on her than anyone on the team, but I knew that she would be able to take it and learn from it, and that's exactly what she did. I only expected the best from her, and I know she knew that. LA led the team through practices with her encouraging attitude and actions, and she's been one of our leading scorers for the past 3 years, and she'll definitely be missed as well. We had an awesome season this year filled with great memories that I'll cherish for a lifetime. All right, thank you, girls. Step back. We had both of our seniors, while they were standing there, both of our seniors were the all-star picks for this year. And we had 4 all-region recipients. Sorry. They were Kate Haddaway, Cameron Carver, L.A. Wilkerson, and Caroline Kirkland. We had 3 all-state recipients. Caroline Kirkland, L.A. Wilkerson, and Cameron Carver. And I don't have the plaque yet, Cameron, but Cameron Carver received Co-Player of the Year for basketball. Thank you, girls. Y'all can sit down. I'd like to thank Coach Mike and Coach Bobby for listening to me and putting up with me. Dr. Bennett for filling in as coach at times and then wrapping all our wrists. Parents for supporting, helping us with travel arrangements, and most of all, feeding these hungry girls. Miss Angel Benton for keeping up with the stats, and the cheerleaders for supporting us throughout the year. And then I just want to say something, Coach Bobby, we love you. We know you're not coming back next year, so we just want to let you know how much you mean to our team.
Thank you, I appreciate
it. As a senior, I have something to give away that I received as a sophomore. This gym bag tradition was started by Laura Mills when they won the state championship in 1998. When I was a sophomore, I received it from Ash Phillips, and this year I'm giving it to one of the people who loves the game as much as me. She is one of the most kind-hearted people and a great leader. I'm giving the bag to Cameron Carver.
All right, I want to start by thanking some people first, Coach Dalrymple, Coach Byrne, and Coach Amy for all y'all's help and advice in my first year. I'd like to thank the Booster Club for helping us get home jerseys, Miss Becky, the Grandparents Club, and other moms for doing pregame meals for us at different parts of the year, Mr. Charlie and Chad for keeping my book, Miss Wendy Cox for donating water bottles to us. And I'd also like to thank my assistant, Coach Danny Dalster. He knows the game real well. I trust his opinion. He did a great job working with our big guys this year. He couldn't make it today, though. All right, guys, come stand in front. Our senior, we only had one senior. It was Beau Collins. Hear your name, grab your certificate from Coach Benton. Our juniors, Ethan Reagan, Tyler Sherling, Brady Brunson, Mac Broom, Ty Williams, Jackson Gordon, Preston Johnson, Jack Davis. Our sophomores, Parker Broom, Braden Bailey, Linton Jernigan, and Carter Haddock. And our 8th graders, Banks Mathis and Grayson Cox. All right, as far as the year goes, no doubt about it, we had a tough season. But you find out a lot about the character of your guys in bad times. And no doubt we have a lot of character. Our guys, they worked real hard, they improved, and we were playing our best basketball by the last 2 or 3 games of the season. It was also hard for us to really find a rhythm this year. You know, going back to last summer, we were kind of limited on what we could do. We could only have a certain number of guys in the gym at one time. We did as much as we could, but it really wasn't the same. And then the start of the season, we had a football game on Friday, then we turned around and we played at Southland on Monday. So we came in on Sunday and we practiced for about an hour or 2 trying to get ready. After Christmas break, we get into January, we had a week where half the team, they went into quarantine. Then the next week, the whole team went into quarantine. So, you know, it was tough, you know, trying to get us settled in. But the guys, they battled through it, and we improved a great deal from our first game until our last game. And I'll share this with you too. We were in January, and we were looking for our first win, and we were playing better at the time. We had some close games, and our next game, it was a region game. And we had a good week of practice. It was at Crisp. Had a good week of practice, felt good. 2 days before the game, half the team went into quarantine. And, you know, the way things were going, it didn't catch me off guard any. It didn't really surprise me. But half the team went into quarantine, and we took 8 guys up there, had a whole different starting lineup. And sure enough, whenever the game started, we got into foul trouble. We fell behind. And anyways, to make a long story short about the game, we get into the second half. We had some different guys that really stepped up for us, and we got our first win. And I tell that story because at no point during this year did we ever feel sorry for ourselves. With all that we had going on, you know, with all the tough luck we had, we never felt sorry for ourselves, and we were never short on effort this year. You know, if you watched us play, it wasn't always pretty to watch, by no means. But our guys, they really got after it, and they played hard, and that's a really good foundation for us to build on as we move forward, and I'm really proud of the guys for that. They got a lot of experience this year. They got put in situations that were new to them. A lot of them did. And that will also help us tremendously as we move forward. We're getting ready to start back again in June, and we're really excited about it. Now, lastly, we had 2 guys get picked to be all-region players. One junior, Jack Davis. Jack Davis averaged 9 points a game in region. And our other all-region player was our senior, Beau Collins. Beau Collins for the year averaged 7 points a game and 9 rebounds a game, and in Beau's last game of his career, he had 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 8 assists. So that was a very, very fitting way for him to go out. So this is our team right here. We're looking forward as we move into next year. Thank you very much.
All right, if I could get our golf members to come up here. Be Kason Moulton and Libby Rathel. I will speak on, I guess, behalf of Coach Danny Doster, who, if you know Danny, he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's been working on a home renovation for 10 years now, Mallory. And he finally has a deadline since they have a baby coming, so he's at home trying to get stuff done before the baby comes so he doesn't get himself in trouble. So he asked me to go ahead and speak for him today. As you see, the golf team is not real big. They kind of fit in with the region. Our region didn't have a whole lot of golfers this year. I think Chris played most games with 2 or 3 kids. I think Terrell actually were able to get 5 full kids, and Westwood didn't have a team. So these guys would go out every Tuesday and Thursday with Coach Danny out to the course and hit the driving range, work on putts, get some stuff in. You have Miss Libby here, who had never played golf, so she decided to go out and give it a shot, and I'm glad she took part in that. Coach Danny said he was very pleased with the way she was able to progress for somebody who had never ever played the game, and I'm not even sure she had practiced yet before they had got to their first match, so it was time to, she had to go out and just try to play without even being able to really get any practice in. So Cannon had a pretty good showing at our region meet. There were a couple of pretty good golfers, so he just missed qualifying there for the state tournament. But Coach Danny just said he wanted to make sure to congratulate you guys for your time and effort in golf this year, and thank you for coming out.
Before I begin, can I get these 2 young ladies to come down here? Taylor Bruner and Ada Dozier. These 2 girls right here are absolutely the most awesome helpers in the world. They kept my stats for the team. They filmed the games, and they're great filmers because I get films from other schools that are absolutely horrible, and they would love to hire Taylor and Ada if they could. But I just wanted to mention them and recognize them for all the hard work that they do for the basketball team. Thank you, ladies. All right, I'm going to introduce the track team. We had 29 track members. That's boys and girls. 8th grade. I'll start with 8th grade. As I call your name, Coach Todd will give you your certificate. Coulter Birdsong. Grayson Cox. Grant Fletcher. Thorne Johnson. Brack Jarrett. Banks Mathis, Riley Yates, Carmen Scott, Rylan Edwards, Emily Johnson. We had a slew of 8th graders this year on the team, and they really helped us out. We couldn't have done it without them. 9th graders, Lainey Connor, Owen Infinger, and Emma Chapman. 10th grade, Braden Bailey, Anna Dozier, Abby Bruner, Georgia Odom, '11th grade, Tyler Sherling, Preston Johnson, Taylor Bruner, Ada Dozier, Caroline Kirkland, Cameron Carver, Jack Davis, Coy Bruner. And then my seniors, Cade Nixon, Darren Trawick, L.A. Wilkerson, and Katie Shepard. Get Harley fit. Overall, we had a good track season. Due to the weather and all of the various things, we were lucky to get 2 practice track meets in before our region one. The girls team were region champs again for the 2nd time. The boys did well at region considering the lack of runners that we have, plus all the injuries that we go through with the boys. But I'm proud of all of them for participating and trying to help the team out. Our region awards this year, we've already given them out, but I am going to go over them. We had quite a few individuals who won first place in their event, which earned him or her an all-region plaque. So for the boys, Tyler Sherling won first place in the 100-meter and 400-meter, and Braden Bailey won first in the 1600-meter. For the girls, Cameron Carver won region, in the 100-meter, 200-meter, triple jump, and the 4x400 meter relay team. Emily Johnson won the 800-meter. Rylan Edwards won all region in the 300-meter hurdles. Taylor Bruner won in the 100-meter hurdles. L.A. Wilkerson in long jump and the 4x400 meter relay team. Anna Dozier for the 4x400 meter relay, and Caroline Kirkland for the 4x400 relay team. The state is quite an accomplishment to make it to state, and I'm very proud of the ones that advanced and placed at state. Georgia Odom placed 12th in shot put. Carmen Scott, which is our 8th grader, she placed 10th at state in the high jump. Cameron Carver placed 4th at state in triple jump, 4th in the 100 meter. LA placed 6th in the triple jump and 5th in the long jump. Lainey Connor placed 7th in the long jump. Abby Bruner, I don't know how long it's been, but we hadn't had a pole vaulter in so long, and she took on that. She was brave enough to take that on, and she got 8th. Only had 2 practices, and so she placed 8th in the pole vault at state. The 4x100 meter relay team placed 7th at state. That's Rylan Edwards, Lainey Connor, L.A. Wilkerson, and Cameron Carver. The 4x100 meter relay team placed, Emily Johnson placed 7th at state in the mile and 6th in the 800 meter. Ada Dozier placed 13th in the mile. Caroline Kirkland placed 6th in the 400 meter. Rylan Edwards, another 8th grader who I asked her, would she be willing to run the 300 meter hurdles? She's never ran them before in her life. And she won at region, and then she placed 6th at state in the 300 meter hurdles. Anna Dozier placed 8th in the 800 meter. Braden Bailey placed 7th in the mile and 6th in the 800. And Preston Johnson placed 11th in the mile. Our state champions this year, Cameron Carver won state in the 200 meter dash with a time of 26.83. And the other team that won state was the 4x400 meter relay team. For the second time in a row, the team members are Lainey Connor, Caroline Kirkland, L.A. Wilkerson, and Cameron Carver. If you'll give them a hand. I'm almost done, I promise. Their time was 4 minutes and 16 seconds. And if you don't know much about track, I'm going to tell you that was absolutely amazing to see them run. It also beat the AAA's state winning time of a 4:20. And it almost broke the AA state record, which was a time of 4:12. So give these young ladies a round of applause. I'd like to thank Coach Todd, who helped me out during track season. He made sure I had all the athletes taken care of, made sure they had rides. He made sure I remembered all the track equipment. He had it laid out on my desk for me. Thank you to the parents who made the season run smoothly. Huge, huge thank you to Miss Lee Bruner. At state, she organized everything, organized the hotel arrangements, dinner arrangements, traveling arrangements, took care of kids for me, and I really do appreciate you. And then I'd like to mention Coach Rob Toll. His memory was with us at every track meet, and he was certainly missed. And I know that he was looking down on us the whole time, and he was proud of all of you athletes. Thank you.
But you can do that later.
Oh, gosh.
But you can do that later.
Yeah, we
That
can
ain't
do that
happening.
right now. Okay. All right, I want to go ahead and get up all of our tennis players up front, please. As you see, we have a big group of girls and a small group of guys. I'm hoping that we can change that next year, though. I'm going to start out by saying my name is Lee Cooper, and I do not work here at the school, but I coach tennis and have enjoyed every single minute of it. I want to thank Mervyn Fain, who I know is here somewhere. Mervyn, can you at least stand up for me? Thank you. I could not coach this team without her. She likes to stay behind the scenes, but her knowledge and expertise in this sport are immeasurable. She doesn't have a dog in this fight, but is willing to donate her time to help us win a state title, and I am forever grateful to her. She also told me the other day that she would help next year. Y'all remember that? All right. A little unknown fact about Mervyn is that she is an incredible tennis player and has beat the socks off of me every time I have played her. Mary Mack and Cameron have no problem believing this since they had to play her and her doubles partner a couple of weeks ago. I also want to thank Coach B and Matt Dalrymple for the support I received for coaching this team. And to the best parents who helped with all the odds and ends for the team, thank you. And to Stacy, who always said all my tennis playing was not going to come in handy, and now he sees he was wrong. I want to start with the boys. Unfortunately, we did not have enough boys for them to compete as a team at state. We had 3 boys, and they all worked really hard during the season, and that is all I can ask of them. I'm going to start with Zach. I should have gotten these in order. Zach, I'm going to give this to you, and then I'm going to let you pass out the rest, okay? All right, so we'll start with Zach. He was always willing to help anybody and do whatever I ask of him. He is definitely a trooper. He is our senior, and we are going to miss him next year. He has been on the tennis team since he started attending SGA. He is a great player, and he is fun to watch and always gives his opponents fits with his crazy spin shots. Just ask Caroline. She will tell you. Next, we have Jackson. Jackson has been playing. You want to give that to Jackson, Zach? Next we have Jackson. He has been playing for a couple of years and just keeps getting better every year. He is so quick and always finds a way to get to most of the shots, and he is very easy to coach. I look forward to seeing him improve over the next year and playing as a senior. Next, we have Brock. Brock came out really strong at the beginning of the season, but he had a minor setback when he had to have his tonsils taken out. He's another one I see improving over the next year going into his senior year. He always keeps us laughing at practice and keeps us on our toes. Next, I have my girls. They made a great run at state in individuals, and as a team making it to the Final Four both times. You just can't imagine how close we were to getting into the championship game. To put it into football terms, it's like playing overtime in a football game and winning by 3 points. Or for my baseball players, it would be like playing extra innings and winning in a walk-off. We were so very close, but there is no doubt in my mind that we will be back next year. I'm going to start with our young up-and-coming players on our girls' team. First of all, I have what I refer to as the twins, Kesley and Camden Ward. They are really good young tennis players, and they have played well this season and will continue to develop into strong players. I just have to learn to keep them from playing each other. Right, girls? Next, we have Anna Kate Houston, who is a young player who played well, and if I had to give out a most improved award, it would be to her. It was like I was watching two completely different players from the first match she played to her last match. Another player that I've watched over the last couple of years is Sarah Toll. She has improved greatly over the last 2 years, and we are going to miss her. Next, I have the girls who made it to state. First of all, we have Blair Pollock. She is also the #1 region singles player, and we've already given out those awards at region. Blair is our anchor. We never have to worry about whether she will win her match. She's an incredible tennis player, and we all learn by watching her play. She is really that good. She played approximately, or over, I would say, 120 games, and she might have given up 1 to 2 games to her opponents. She has been unbeatable this year. Matter of fact, in her first 2 rounds at state, neither one of her opponents got a match off of her. Unfortunately, she ran into a girl from Rivers Academy that, in my opinion, should not have even been at region. Just my opinion. But where the rest of all the kids that were there go to a traditional school, Rivers Academy, if y'all haven't heard, they also won golf this year, but they're an elite school where their students attend school like 12 hours total a week. Their school was created by a founder who wanted their students to pursue their passions at the elite level that wouldn't conflict with traditional school schedules. So, like I said, Blair really and truly should be our state champion, and I just want to give her that credit. She attends school 7 to 8 hours a day, then manages to find the time to pursue her tennis. And we do appreciate you playing with us, Blair. Next, we have Caroline. Caroline is our Miss Consistent. I always say at practice, just keep it between the lines like Caroline. Caroline fought so hard in her last match at state. We were tied at 2-all and needed her match in order to move on to the championship. She was down 1-5 in the last set, and I had noticed that when I would go in to coach her, that her eyes were glossy and she was clearly struggling. She had already been playing about 2 hours at this time, and if any of y'all play tennis, you know how hard it is to play a singles match in the middle of the day. I don't know how she did it, but she gave it all she had and played with such grit and managed to get the score to 4-5. I didn't count how many times she hit the ball in the last point of her match, but I know it was at least 30 times. It was a marathon point. Unfortunately, she lost the marathon point, but I was so proud of her for not giving up and leaving it all on the tennis court last Tuesday. Next is Carly Finn. She has been another singles player that has been so steady and has helped to get us to state. She has somehow managed to play with 2 ingrown toenails and had a marathon match herself against Westwood that she won. She will only continue to improve, and I look forward to great things from her next year. Next, we have our doubles players. At #2 are Katie and Meg. Katie Ernest and Meg Phillips. These two put in a lot of extra work over this last year, and it shows. These two are so fun to coach, and they keep me on my toes at all times. As a matter of fact, Meg keeps us all on our toes. She has a way of getting a ball back that you think you have put away, and we all scratch our head and think, how did she just do that? Katie and Meg are both scrappy. Katie keeps us all in check and is always positive at practice and is very encouraging to all her teammates. Katie and Meg make a great doubles team and have improved so much over this past year. They have great things ahead of them. There are none more challenging than the 2 I have left, Mary Mac and Cameron, my #1 doubles team. I'm sure most of you know that Mary Mac is my child and Cameron is like my own, so I'm in therapy for parenting and coaching these 2. They bring me so much joy but can also give me so much grief. In all seriousness, they are incredible tennis players. They are a force to be reckoned with on the tennis court. They are my travel ball softball players, and they are the reason why I'm always trying to recruit softball players into playing tennis. Softball players make great tennis players, and you can play the sport for the rest of your life. What can I say about Cameron that hasn't already been said? She is an incredible athlete and is a beast at all the sports she plays. I look forward to seeing her and Mary Mac bring home 2 state titles next year. Last but not least, we have Mary Mac. She is a phenomenal player and has really put in a lot of work herself over the last year. She has put that home run swing to use on the tennis court. She has a killer serve and will shove the ball down your throat if you are not careful. She put in a lot of hard work this past year, and it has really shown. I get excited just thinking about how much she will improve going into her senior year. It has been a pleasure to coach you all, and just remember, you can call me anytime this summer to play tennis. Thank you.
Where you want to be, Coach? Do what, man? You put them right on that table. And we'll give them. I actually pulled up a little film on our football team from last year. Today, it's kind of had to do something to get the baseball taste out of my mouth. We kind of finished very poorly compared to how we started the season, but I'll tell you what, with the number of juniors and underclassmen we have coming back, middle school baseball, you're going to see baseball just soar to new heights at Southwest Georgia Academy. We had a great season. All in all, we finished with 14 wins and 8 losses, with 4 of those losses coming to AAA schools. So let me call the guys down and introduce you to our baseball team this year. Cooper Williams, Hunter Duke. Here, give them to me, Coach, so I can read them. I can't see that far, I'm getting old. Bodie Sheffield, Linton Jernigan, Banks Johnson, Braden Bailey. Most everybody does things alphabetically or by jersey number or something. I go by jersey number and then batting average, so that's the reason they're not alphabetical or by class. Brady Brunson, Cade Nixon, Rylan O'Hearn, Tyler Sherling, Sawyer Franklin, Hank Harbin, Ty Williams, Jack Davis, Beau Collins, Cole Kimbrell, and Jackson Hare. And so, like many others, we do need to thank the parents, because parents, we are well aware of what you go through to get these kids to and from practice. And it seems like the day that they learn to drive, it's kind of a relief as far as that kind of thing goes, but then you've always got that whole driving worry in the back of your mind. But we thank you for all you do. I want to say a special thanks to Bryant Collins. Is he in the house? Stand up, Bryant. Let's give Bryant a round of applause, and I'm going to tell you what he's about. Thank you, Bryant. This young man tirelessly announced all of our games, both JV and varsity, never any question. The only question he had of me one day was, Coach, how do you turn on the scoreboard? And I showed him one time, and then from that point forward, he handled it, and he handled business like a grown man. And Brian, I couldn't be more appreciative of everything you've done, son. I thank you for that. Coach Todd for doing the live streams. That's just incredible. And what I was telling somebody a couple of years ago, actually when my son was playing, is that we've got those videos recorded, and Coach Todd is permanently ingrained in the rest of your lives. So when you go back and watch those live streams, it'll be the voice of the Warriors, Coach Todd Davis. So, Coach, thank you for that and all that you do. Coach Byrne and Coach Dalrymple, thank y'all for your support. We couldn't do any of this without you two. Miss Godwin, thank you. She was always the lady I pointed to as the game manager because I knew nobody wanted to face her in times of trials or tribulations on the field, but I appreciate everything that she's done. Booster Club and Miss Mission, the other booster presidents, y'all pretty much allow us to function with the monetary contribution. So I thank y'all for all that you do. Miss, I see you standing back there. We certainly appreciate you. In the region this year, we finished with 7 wins and 2 losses. Finished second in the region. Ended up losing in the Elite 8 to Brentwood, and I think all the boys here in front of me will attest to the fact that I don't think that we were the second best team that was in that particular tournament. I just think we were second best on that day. So I'm very excited about what we've got returning. Got 4 seniors. Guys, couldn't be more proud of you. I'm so thankful for all that you've done for Warrior Baseball. We're definitely going to miss you. Over the course of the seasons, we scored 192 runs and only allowed 107 runs. Offensively, we've done better as a team than at least in the past 6 or 8 years. So I was very proud of the way the guys hit this year. We had 7 players nominated as all-region players. We had 5 of those 7 that were nominated selected as all-region players. So at this time, guys, if you'll see Coach Woody, we've got a plaque for you. Selected to the all-region, number 2, junior, Cole Kimbrell. Cole had 77 at-bats, had a batting average of .351 during the regular season. During region play, hit .471, and during the postseason, hit .500 during the postseason. Cole actually threw a couple of innings for us, 7 and a third innings pitched with an ERA of 2.8. Great job, Cole. I'm very proud of you. Number 11, let's give him a hand. We can do it how y'all want to do it, before, after, or all during. Second player selected all region, Jackson Hare. He wore number 11 this year. Jackson's just a sophomore. He had 73 at-bats, season batting average of .479. During region play, he hit .438. And during the postseason, hit .667, which is just almost unheard of. That's incredible. Jackson was one of our primary starting pitchers, threw 30 innings for us this season and had an ERA of 2.1. Just a fantastic job. Again, Jackson's a sophomore, so barring no major malfunctions, we'll have him for 2 more years. Thank you, Jackson. Our third player selected to the all-region team was number 15, Jack Davis. He's a junior. At 56 at-bats, Jack ended up with a season batting average of .321. During region play, he hit .407. And Jack was also one of our middle relief pitchers, throwing 15 2/3 innings this year. Finished with an ERA of 2.2. Jack Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Jack. Jack Davis. Jack Davis. Our fourth player selected to the all-region team is junior number 20, Ty Williams. In 65 at-bats, Ty had a batting average of the season of .277, .250 during region and postseason play. Ty was kind of our strong arm closer type guy. It took us a little long to realize, but Ty did a lot better in a closer role than he did a starter role. And so when we started using him in that capacity, he just had the ability to come in and shut teams down. For the season, he threw 34 2/3 innings, finishing up with an ERA of just a little above 4. Ty Williams. Thank you, Ty. And the last player we had selected to the all-region team was number 22 senior, Beau Collins. In 75 at-bats, Beau had a batting average for the season of .387, during region play .321, and postseason play of .313. For 4 years, I've watched Beau catch. He's been a starting catcher for the Warrior all 4 years at the varsity level. And I've just kind of been interested and wondering how he would look if we put him on the mound to throw. So we took the leap of faith and did it. And Beau ended up throwing 23 and a third innings for us this year.
won us some big games, did a fabulous job on the mound. ERA slightly above 3, but we're so proud of Beau and all that he's done for Warrior baseball. Thank you, Beau. The All-State selections have not been made. That meeting is in a couple of weeks, so I'll go up and battle for some of these Warriors there. But one other thing to mention, Beau Collins was also selected to the 2021 Senior All-Star Team as representing the SGA Warriors. So let's give Beau another round of applause. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the baseball team. As you can see, we've only got 4 seniors. We've got a lot of guys coming back. We've got a lot of 8th graders that are moving up to varsity level next year. And I expect nothing more than the very best that we can possibly put on the field next year. And I thank you again for all your support. Let's give the team one more round of applause.
Each year, my family gives a scholarship in memory of my dad, Ted Bush, and the baseball field is named Ted Bush Field after him. There's a lot of things that could be said about my dad, but one thing is definitely that he was passionate, very passionate, almost to a fault sometimes, but passionate about anything he did, whether it was serving in the church, playing ball, farming, getting on to us, schoolwork, giving 100%. He expected no less. Anything we did, whether it was playing a board game at the house or competing at nationals in gymnastics, or anytime you stepped onto any kind of playing field, he expected you to give it 100% and to be passionate about it. In choosing a senior this year, I wanted to choose somebody that was passionate. It has been great to sit here and listen because the person that my family chose, I have heard being recognized as all-region in football, all-region in basketball, and all-region in baseball. And those were the 3 sports that my dad played in school. Now, he could whip anybody in any other sport. You gave him a racket or a golf club, he would beat you in that too. But those are his 3 school sports. And so today, the Ted Bush $1,000 scholarship goes to Beau Collins.
All right, we have a couple more scholarships. We have the Scott Widener Memorial Award. This goes to a boy and girl who excel in athletics and other school activities. This is a $250 scholarship. The first Scott Widener Award goes to Beau Collins. And the other one, $250, goes to Laura Ann Wilkerson. Our next scholarship is the One South and First State Bank. This goes to the boy and girl with the highest cumulative average. Our boy from One South Bank, and this is for $500, is Hank Harbin. And our girl from First State Bank is Laura Ann Wilkerson.
All right, the last awards that we have for today are our senior awards that we give out every year. Our senior awards are given to the senior athletes, and in order to get one of these senior awards, you had to have played a sport your senior year, and then on your plaque, you will be recognized for all of the sports that you have played throughout your high school career here at SGA. So we would like to present these plaques to our seniors. So to start off, Miss Jillian Steele. Miss Lily McClendon. Stone Cobb. Zach Alderman. Haley Hargrove. Noah Elledge. Rylan O'Hearn. Cade Nixon. Katie Shepard, who I don't believe is with us today. My man Beau Collins. Charlie Hyatt, who also I do not believe is with us today. Hank Harbin. Kate Haddaway. Sarah Toll. Ansley Smith. Darren Trawick. And L.A. Wilkerson. And before Coach Dalrymple gives the closing, Senior Beau Collins would like to say a few words.
On behalf of the football team, we got the cheerleaders some presents, and we appreciate everything y'all do for us, and y'all make it easy on us. And just, if y'all will come up here, and I'll give y'all y'all's present.
In closing, we would like to thank our Booster Club for everything they continue to do for our students and our athletes here. And I want to thank our coaches. This is a tough job to be a coach. You know, it's a lot easier to coach from the stands when you got time to think about things, but the coaches have to make a split decision second on what to do, when to do it, who to play, trying to win the game, trying to teach the kids how to be good winners, how to teach the kids to be good losers, how to teach them about life. And sometimes that is a tough job when you got a lot of people watching what you should and shouldn't do. We have some of the best coaches to be at a little small country school, and I am so thankful for not only how they teach them how to try to win games, but they teach them how to be young men and women in today's world. So let's give our coaches a big hand. The last couple announcements before we close. The Booster Club is selling t-shirts and hats and sweatshirts at half price. So if you'd like to get something when we leave, please grab something from the Booster Club. Students or parents, if you ordered sheets, they are in your homeroom. So before you leave, go by your homeroom and get your sheet orders. And then if you received a spring sports award, just spring sports, we already got the fall sports, see Miss Becky. Where do you want it, Miss Becky? Just right over here. If you received an award for spring sports, stay here for a picture. Thank y'all for coming. Have a great day.